This is my response to forum post number 3, the indie and super city sports and all of that. We're all drinking the Kool-Aid. We all think it's a great thing, and it is. I'm not going to deny that. But there are definitely some negatives to this sports strategy. First off, it's very much relying on tourism. So when we think about a lot of the events, we're relying on a lot of low-income jobs, and those aren't really going to increase wealth in an area. And so, yeah, it's good. It provides, especially for maybe lower-income residents, provides a job source. But oftentimes, these events are just a couple of weeks, maybe a weekend, and so it's very short-term. And so one of the things we think, there are some negatives to this event strategy. It doesn't have that sustainability, the long-term impact, unless we have events every weekend, which we almost do. Another thing to consider is how lucky we are. If we think back about, in the 1980s, we could have had a couple different sport franchises. We could have had a Major League Baseball. It's called the Indianapolis Arrows. We could have maybe had hockey, but we landed football. So one of the things is back in the 1980s, baseball was probably the #1 sport in the United States. Today, by far, NFL football. So we've actually benefited the fact that we got lucky in landing a franchise from something that then since has taken off. And of course, if you go to a football game, Colts football game downtown, tons of people and tons of money being spent. One of the things to kind of differentiate between types of sporting events, we have Colts games. And the thing about Colts games, who goes to those games? Most of the people that go to those games come from outside 465 or suburban areas. And so here we have something that a lot of the costs, traffic, congestion, taxes in some respects, are from these people who live inside 465 that don't even go to the game. So that's another thing to kind of think about when we have like a sports franchise of a team that's based here versus sports as far as people coming from outside the area to come to the Super Bowl, coming from outside the area to come to the NCAA tournament. Those a little bit different as far as their impact. Those are outside people spending their money inside our downtown. That's great. We got people from our metro spending money in our metro. It really doesn't do much for our economy. It's just people who would spend their money in Greenwood are just spending it downtown. And so where we see the sporting events where we attract people from outside the area, that's where the money's made, because that's people from outside spending their money in our area. Other things to consider, how ironic it is that we have this sports-based strategy, athletics, all of that good stuff in a place in which it has one of the highest obesity rates and highest unhealthiness rates in the entire country. Kind of ironic there. So maybe that's kind of how we can use this sports strategy to maybe help increase the recreation, the activity, physical activity from our metro Naptowners.